if you are more than lukewarm, on fire for God, seeking His will for your life, the Holy Spirit within you is going to set some demons off in others. God will reveal and expose those closest to you and their true heart posture. Perhaps you've been led to the Bible, of course. Some of these deeper truths are making sense to you. Perhaps you have went down this discovery of narcissism. The Lord is trying to show you that His word is true. And like the disciples, when they were to carry out His ministry after He was crucified, the Lord told us, behold, how does it go? Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So there's no getting around these facts, these truths that will play out in your life. And, maybe and hopefully you're beginning to see it all as reassurance. But something stands out to me. It says, be ye therefore as wise as serpents, which means they have this knowing. It's like, think of the dark arts, manipulation. They know how to work on people's emotions and leverage for gain and get what they want, right? So something that's going to happen, the Lord is going to identify for you who the main perpetrator is, and it's probably going to blow your mind at first, because it will be someone who you would have least expected. So there will be bystanders, there will be outsiders, whether they're relatives or friends of a friend group. What do you do when you see things that others can't see, or they could be unwilling to see what you see? Well, some things will have to play out, because if you know anything about DARVO, which is an acronym, it's this repeated strategy that these people of darkness use, these wolves, these serpents use against godly people. That's going to play out. So I need to mention this. In the same way that God has given you eyes to see and discern the darkness in others, these serpents can see and recognize the light within you. So what they'll want to do is get ahead of the narrative, because now they know that you know who they are. Praise God for that. They'll try to get ahead of the narrative and use DARVO, which stands for deny, attack, victim, offender. So they're gonna deny you. Okay, you're waking up. You're like, you have this indignant feeling where you're feeling called to stand up for yourself. You're not going to let crap slide anymore. You're reading the word and you're seeing the true character of God. So you you stand up for yourself, or you say something. Or they could simply be feeling that you're pulling away. You confront them, or they'll get you to speak because they want to know how aware you are. And you say what needs to be said, which is piercing, by the way. The truth cuts like a sword. They'll do anything but take accountability. So they're going to deny it, and then attack you for even questioning any of this, even though you're supposed to and you had been led to. They'll attack you, and then in a demonic way play victim to you confronting them. All of a sudden, all these outsiders are coddling the snake. And here's where it gets even crazier. These folks are professional actors. They'll cry tears, crocodile tears. They'll cry wolf. They'll play victim. You're over here, being strong. You're over here fending off this diabolical wickedness. You're growing in the Lord. Maybe you were someone who people could easily take advantage of you before. You're the one with the big heart. That's the irony in all of this. But God is bringing you, into balance, out from being this people pleaser, out from being this doormat, this emotional punching bag. So he's working on you and in you and through you. You're being strong in the midst of this DARVO weapon. So you're being poised. You're not who you used to be. You're trying not to break emotionally because of how wicked it is. But you know that the word is true, and God is like showing you things and giving you the strength to endure this crap. These people, these relatives, whoever it is, these outsiders, these unwise people, or these cowards, or these yes men, however you want to put it, they are wired to comfort the one who is outwardly using emotion, which helps them solidify the role as victim, inverting all of it. And by the way, if you look up what witchcraft means, it's an inversion of truth. It's attempting to alter reality, which is exactly what this is. They're pulling witchcraft over everyone because you have woke up to who they are. So then it comes down to this. Obviously, you're taking this whole battle to the Lord, and it's crazy, right? Not only can nobody see what you see, they don't even want to see it. They don't want to see it. They're comfortable in their role, in the delusion. They're not even ready to see it. So you come to a place where your heart is strengthened enough to just let go of all of them. Which is easier said than done. But you're willing to be obedient to the call. All of a sudden, because you're leaving the toxicity where it is and not getting sucked into it, then they accuse you. Oh, you have a wicked heart. You just leaving us? No, That's a lie too. I'm shaking the dust off my feet. I'm not falling for this. Before I would have. Before I had the Lord, yeah, this would be too much for me to bear. That's how I know God is with me and showing me things in his perfect timing. Right? So, no, I'm not who you're trying to accuse me of. Which takes me to another verse here in the same chapter of Matthew. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, which was a demon, how much more shall they call them of his household? They accused Jesus of being possessed. That group of crazy clowns out there, Satan's minions, who want you to come back into conformity and be stupid and naive again, they'll accuse you of having a wicked heart. They'll accuse you of being deceived by Satan. They'll accuse you of being cold-hearted. In the same way that Jesus was. This is Matthew 10:25, by the way. The end of that verse, it says, how much more shall they call them of his household? So you're going to go through it. The Lord has the blueprint for all of these things that will play out in your life. Fear them not, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. I almost want to just keep reading. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. The very hairs of your head are all numbered. Think not that I came to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Psalm 109, 2 through 5 is David in biblical times explaining DARVO. Let me read it. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compassed me about also with words of hatred, and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries. But I give myself unto prayer, and they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Yup. There's nothing new under the sun. This has been happening forever. So it's actually pretty cool. You're on Team Jesus. One more thing here. Maybe two. Okay, so being wise as a serpent. Some other translations say shrewd instead of wise. This is the KJV, by the way. And here's a few synonyms for the word shrewd. Sharp, acute, intelligent, clever, alert, observant, wise, far-seeing, far-sighted, artful, crafty, calculating, on the ball, smart, heads up. So the opposite would be stupid, unwise, or ingenuous. Yeah. It's not some broad path that you're on. People of the darkness can recognize your light, and they will target you because they feel like you can see right through them. And you pretty much can, because the Lord has given you the gift of discernment. And like I said, they'll try to jump in front of you and make you appear as this villain to prevent themselves from being exposed to the people. They could care less as long as they can get others to not believe you, and as long as they can get others to view you as crazy, that's completely fine with them. That's what they want. These serpents are very crafty. They'll go as far as saying things behind your back to these outsiders. It's very covert. They'll play this role of pity. They'll say things like, I'm really concerned for Dev. I'm so concerned. He's going through something. He's mistaking things and he's seeing evil in things that are not evil. He's really struggling. He's going through something. He's confused. Preparing these outside people for when you speak some truth into their minds about the whole situation. Preparing them so that anything coming out of your mouth, they will dismiss it because the narcissist has beat you to them. And so, yeah, you come to this point where you're like, what do I do? None of these people are willing to receive me. I love all of them, and I feel bad for the people that are not ready. Like, they don't have God, but they're in the midst of the narcissist. They're exactly where the narcissist wants them, But what can I do? I give all of them to God, and I follow where He's wanting to lead me, which is dusting off my feet and moving on. And yeah, I think a lot of us are at that point in our walk. We read some stuff last night in the group Zoom meeting. Proverbs chapter 1 is really amazing. We also read the story of Abigail and David. And I went to pull up some Bible trivia for if things ever slowed down. And it was kind of goofy, the website that I pulled up. The first Bible trivia question was, true or false? Did Jesus turn water into Pepsi? But I like me some Bible trivia. Anyways, this upcoming Wednesday, we're going to be reading from John some more. So if you're interested in godly fellowship with like-minded people who have been through the trenches or are still in the storm, my alarm keeps going off on my phone and cutting off the video, which means I got to get ready for work. But if you want to come check out the group and be included in these group Zoom meetings, they've been amazing. They've been building me up. I think that goes for a lot of us. Click the link in the description of this video. And have a blessed week, y'all. The Lord is with you. That's all I got for now. I love you all. Stay tuned and God bless.